Do not believe in anything simply because you have heard it. Do not believe in anything simply because it is spoken and rumored by many. Do not believe in anything simply because it is found written in your religious books. Do not believe in anything merely on the authority of your teachers and elders. Do not believe in traditions because they have been handed down for many generations. But after observation and analysis, when you find that anything agrees with reason and is conducive to the good and benefit of one and all, then accept it and live up to it. Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha.
Buddhism is a religion and philosophy that originated in ancient India, and since then, it has spread across the modern world. It is based on teachings of the Buddha or Siddhartha Gautama. The Buddha lived in ancient India in the 5th century BCE. He was a prince born into a wealthy privileged family in Sakya clan that is called Nepal in the present day. However, he became deeply troubled by the suffering of people around him, and he made about to try to find solution to this problem of suffering. So, Prince Gautama left his family and all his worldly position behind and began a search to overcome the suffering and to find the source of true and lasting happiness. After years of finding a solution to this problem, the Buddha attained enlightenment or nirvana and found what he was looking for. From this moment on, he devoted himself to share his insight with others.
The Tripitaka is the name for one of the main versions of Buddhism's sacred scriptures. Its original form is called the Pali Canon and is alleged to contain the actual words of the Buddha himself along with other texts. Its name means triple basket. It is divided into 3 sections or baskets. Vinaya Tripitaka, the oldest and the smallest of the 3 sections of the Buddhist canonical Tripitaka, and the one that regulates monastic life and the daily affairs of monks and nuns according to rules attributed to the Buddha.
Sutta Pitaka, also known as a basket of discourse, contains more than 10,000 suttas attributed to the Buddha or his close associates. It consists of 5 Nikayas, 34 long suttas, including doctrinal expositions, legends, and moral rules. Majjhima Nikaya, 152 suttas, some of them attributed to disciples, covering nearly all aspects of Buddhism. Samyutta Nikaya, a total of 7,762 individual suttas. Some quite brief, arranged more or less by subject matter into 56 samyuttas or clusters. Anguttara Nikaya, a numerical arrangement for mnemonic purposes of 9,557 third suttas, and the Padana, collection of legends about Buddhist saints of the latest books in the latest section of the Pali Canon. And the last one is Abhidhamma Pitaka, Sanskrit Abhidharma Pitaka, the third and historically the latest of the 3 baskets or collections of the text, that together compose the Pali Canon of Theravada Buddhism, the form predominant in Southeast Asia and Sri Lanka.
The essential practices of Theravada Buddhism, as outlined in the Buddha's Noble Eightfold Path, fall into 3 categories: the cultivation of ethical conduct or sila, concentration or samadhi, and wisdom or pana. The Buddha instructed his followers, both monastic and lay people, to develop each of those 3 categories simultaneously. However, monks and nuns take on a far greater number and variety of practices as outlined in the Vinaya or Buddhist monastic code. Ethical conduct or sila consists right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Concentration or samadhi consists right effort, right mindfulness, and right collectedness. And lastly, wisdom or pana consists right understanding and right thinking. Meditation is the bedrock of Theravada practice. Although the Buddha taught meditation as a practice for anyone following his path, for many centuries, it was pursued mainly by monastics. In meditation, students develop insight into the workings of the mind, how we create our suffering, and how to let go of the habits that perpetuate it. Chanting is another central practice. Chants serve as reminders and reinforcements of the Buddha's teaching and also prepare students for meditation by focusing the mind and training the breath and body. Most Theravada chants are drawn from the suttas of the Pali Canon and collected into books known as Parita texts. which are used in nearly all chanting rituals. Reciting these segments of the teachings is part of one's daily practice, especially in monasteries and meditation centers. Chanting almost always begins with reciting an homage to the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma or the teachings, and the Sangha or the community, and then making an inner commitment to uphold and follow them.
Monks have two tasks, and that is learning and teaching. Learning about the teaching and then spread the teaching. In order to be a good monk, you need to know all of the monk's precepts. The 227 precepts are called Pitumokkha. The precepts are standard for Buddhist practitioners. Female Buddhists, after renounced to become a monastic, they transcend gender forms to that both males and females have to undertake the same responsibilities. There is no difference. For lay people, their main job is to support the monks' work. For example, to support the monks with food, accommodation, and robe. Monks show appreciation to the Sangha. It is the members of monastic for what they have done from the beginning, from ancient times until today. Sangha members are the ones who hand the Buddha teaching from generation to generation.
Buddhism and Dharma is not just a faith. It is a philosophy of life that has changed the life and the way of thinking of those who believe in them. It is a great wisdom of life.